Hey everybody, how's it going? So as many of you know, I am friends with Eli the computer guy, and he's had several strikes in his YouTube channel. The first strike that he got was with regards to YouTube banning use of the word, let's say, hollow hoax. So one of the things he said he has a lot of anti-Semitic hate in his comments, but what they do to get around these word bans is they will purposely just start using different words for things like, look at the nose, or the ears. Yeah, look at the nose. Oh yeah, that guy must believe in the banana. You know, where they have this code way of talking to one another, and that the best way to go forward would be to give people more control over their comment section rather than come up with these bans that don't actually work, as since he thinks that would be a better way to stop hate. That got a strike for hate speech. The second thing he did was there was this one article on what was it? Oh yeah, there was this article about how the NHS is getting overwhelmed. So he was talking about using the time that they had and the resources to build more facilities so that it would not be overwhelmed in the future. He was pointing to a piece of legitimate news, and that got a medical misinformation one. The third is he did a video where he said, I just scheduled myself to be able to get the vaccine, so I signed up. I will be getting the COVID vaccine shortly. I shit you not, he got his third strike. That is medical misinformation on YouTube, and the video was removed. He actually appealed it. They rewatched his video where he said, my name is Eli the computer guy, and I'm getting the COVID vaccine. That was fucking medical misinformation. So I figured I would just have some fun with this myself. Let's see if I can get my channel deleted as well. So there's been some criticism that I've gotten when people have said that in my comments that I am selfish because I was not in a rush to get the vaccine immediately. One of the things that I've pointed to several times here is A, the complete unavailability of it even if you wanted it, and B, if you take a look over here, you'll see on the screen, this is something that I've pointed to a couple of times. This is github.com/nychealth/coronavirus-data/blog master. I'll give you a link down below. But this is from New York City Health. If you look at the age of 25 to 34, death count, no illness, you will see that there are 5 people. Now, a few months ago, that number did go up to 6, but then it went back down to 5, which I imagine, you ever see that episode of CSI where there's a guy that actually winds up in the morgue, but he's not dead, and someone winds up, I think it was CSI, and someone winds up almost getting fired because they put someone in the morgue that wasn't dead yet, and I kind of wonder if something like that happened. If you don't have a pre-existing condition and you're in my age group, 5 people in New York City died. So, but either way, so I thought, let me take a look at what it would what would it take for me to get a vaccine myself. So if you Google just the term New York get vaccine COVID over here, you scroll down. One of the first results is COVID-19 vaccine.health.ny.gov. It's not some random freaky website. This is just straight up from New York State. Over here, Department of Health, I imagine. So I click Get Started. So I put in my birthday. Let everybody here know my birthday so they know when to, get me something nice. You live in the state of New York? Yes. Work in the state of New York? Yeah. Residency? I consent. So let's see what it's like to get a vaccine in New York. All right. So Medgar's Evans College. No appointments. Javits Center. Schedule your vaccine appointment. No appointments. Aqueduct Racetrack. Schedule your vaccine. No appointments. Jones Beach. No appointments. Westchester County. No appointments. SUNY Stony Brook. No appointments. SUNY Orange. No appointments. SUNY Albany. No appointments. SUNY Binghamton. Ooh, there's hope. There's an appointment for 1 month from now. So if you take a look, let's just see how far this is. So if I wanted to get here from the store, this is, what the, holy, oh, Jesus. Okay, to give you an idea, I live here and I work here. So I live here, I work here. The vaccine is here. So that is, let's see. So if I want to avoid tolls, I'm looking at a 187 to 225 mile trip to get the vaccine. So, I've had some people criticize me and say it's really selfish. I can't believe that you would do this. Why wouldn't you get it as soon as humanly possible for everything else? And one of the things I don't think people are aware of, maybe they have different vaccine availabilities in their state, is that if you live in New York State or New York City, it's not like you could just go down the street, wait in line, and you get a vaccine. Getting a vaccine here is very, very difficult. You'll be waiting, even if you are willing to wait a long time. Now, let's say that I didn't get my license. Let's say I didn't have a car. Again, this would be you're looking at like here it says 4.5 hour long trip. One way, and then there's going to be the other way. So you're looking at pretty much an entire day that you're dedicating to getting the vaccine, with it being over 180 miles away. If you continue clicking down the list over here, let's see, click this one. This one's 293 miles away. Let's see if that one has availability. Here we go. Yeah, so there's more appointments. Now, one of the things I remember saying when I went to get my learner's permit so that I would be able to get a license to drive, and also so that I could get a motorcycle license. To get my learner's permit, you need to make an appointment with the DMV, and you need to actually physically show up at the DMV. Our DMV is not taking anything in person. You can't do this in person or online or over the phone. You have to make an appointment to show up at the DMV, and I crap you not, the soonest appointment was something like 4 to 5 months out. The only way that I was able to actually get an appointment within 6 weeks was to go all the way to Syracuse, which is about 300 miles from where I am. So if you're wondering why it is that people who live or work within the city have not gotten a vaccine yet, or are not, particularly excited about it, it's because they have to travel 200 to 300 miles in order to do it. And for many people in New York that don't own a car, they're looking at the entire day. Again, when you have those estimates that say 4 to 5 to 6 hours, those are assuming that the trains and the buses run on time. And if you commute regularly in New York, So there's that. I'm not particularly an anti-vaccine person. I want to be clear about that. I've been, I have friends in countries where lots of vaccines are not available, and you just need to hear some of those stories to understand what it's like in those areas. But again, when I make the comments I make, this number over here, it's just not a number that's, for me, at the very least, because I didn't have a car until recently, it wasn't a number where I'm thinking I'm going to make a 12-hour trip to get this vaccine. So if I can go down the road, if I can, travel 20 or 30 minutes, wait in line and get it, I'm happy to. But if it's something where, you need to travel almost to Canada in order to get it, that's just, I don't know. That's about it. This also, solidarity is needed with Eli the Computer Guy, because I believe the way this works is when you get 3 strikes, your channel is gone. I know he's gotten 2 strikes already. He forwarded me this strike, which means I'm fairly certain that his channel is gone. And it's kind of nuts to me, because he has a strike for medical misinformation for reading a news article that included what the NHS said. So it included a quote from the NHS, and he said it would make sense if we build more facilities to help people. And that got COVID misinformation. And then he did another one where he said, I am getting the COVID vaccine, where that's medical misinformation. So I'm just curious. So what I've done here is I've said I would like to get the vaccine, and then I cited New York City's Department of Health information on deaths, and then I went to the state's website to try and get a vaccine. So I'm just kind of curious, if I say the word vaccine a bunch of times, if this video gets a strike on my secondary channel. So we'll see about that. This is an experiment for Eli the Computer Guy. That's it for today, and as always, I hope you learned